mid-19th century, a great missionary in the name of St. Daniel Comboni set sail to Africa with one great mission of evangelizing the people of the African continent. In his great plan, Africa was to receive the message of the gospel and live the light of Christ. In this great mission, Comboni drew a plan of helping Africans to evangelize themselves, and in his lips was the message, Africa or death. The great missionary worked tirelessly to see a new phase of evangelization, especially among the marginalized people of Sudan, Central Africa, and northern parts of Uganda. This could later become a vicariate of Central Africa. In this documentary, The Mission Turkana, I traversed through parts of Lodo Diocese in Turkana County and I traced the group of Comboni missionaries working in Nakwame Parish and who are actually following the footsteps of St. Daniel Comboni, and I combined the following story. It has been quite a long journey for almost now, 2 days traveling from all Nairobi up to Kitale and up to reaching to this place. And this will be the place of action for the next maybe 2 weeks. We're trying to follow up the missionary activities in this place. We're trying to follow up the very many things that the church is doing here for the people, and how the church is in collaborating itself with the people in terms of education, in terms of faith, in terms of full transformation, in terms of access to services that are equal to humanity. And so I welcome you to this great documentary termed Mission Turkana, and you will be able to see the various activities that are taking place with our people here in this region. It's quite a very extensive land that is from south to north, marked with the border to Ethiopia, Sudan, Uganda on this side, and also neighboring down Kenya, parts of Baringo and West Pokot. And in this activity, we are going to look at widely the part that is played by the Comboni missionaries who are working in this parish, and how they are using their time, effort, skill, and the resources they have to be able to reach the community, to offer services that are needed, and other extensive activities that are going on here. So I welcome you to come with me and see what is happening here, what is taking place, and how the missionaries here have managed to serve the people and to openly reach to the society at large. So most welcome, and let us see what is taking place as we enter into this compound. Turkana County is predominantly a vast savanna dry, semi-arid land marked with scattered shrub, vegetation, hilly landscapes, and of rocky mountains rising to different heights. Turkana is of approximately 20,000 square kilometers, all of which is mainly arid. And this place advantageously is served with only one main river, the Takwel, that moves from south to the north, pouring its water to the Lake Turkana. behind me is a major watering point, as you can see here, serving not only for the animals but also for the people. This is indeed one of the great services that the church has done in these people of Kaitese here, with my own good friend here, who is also very happy to receive the water, and also, so the church also is indeed a point of life to the people in this region here, providing water and other services, as we have seen already, animals here, food, taking water, and even also the people in this place here. So these are the kind of services that the church is also doing for the people here, providing water and the services similar to that in terms of supporting life, like our good friend here, who is also very happy having received the moment of water from this point here. Sasa tuseme mmekuwa mkisaidika aje na kuwa na maji upande huu, imekuwa ikiwasaidia namna gani?
Tunasaidia mahali popote.
Aha, sasa hii ni maji ya community ama ni maji ya kanisa tu peke yake?
Ni maji ya community.
Okay. Na huwa kama tuseme labda kama father wako hapa ama kama kuna kazi ya kanisa, maji imekuwa imefungwa ama iko free for use?
Iko free.
Oh, kila wakati Aha. With this dryness and vastness, this place is given an equivalent of the biblical psalmist analogy of a dry, weary land without water. Originally, the Turkana people are nomadic who moved with their livestock for many years. These people have been embedded in their traditions and culture. And because of the nature of the landscape, the Turkana people have been marginalized from the rest of Kenya, and they have been disadvantaged with a lot of conflicts with their neighbors. The Turkana people are also bordered with hostile communities who have been in constant conflict with them. These include the Toposa of Sudan in the northwest, the Oromo people of Ethiopia in the north, the Karamojong of Uganda in the west, and the Pokot of inland south and the Samburu of the area around Kapedo in Baringo County. Na Mwana na Roho Mtakatifu. Aya, kwa lugha tukisema Akrohaba. Tumia hii. Akrohaba. Lalkaku. Letonga. Repsen. Amen. Aya, wimbo. For about 17 years now, Father Raphael Rico has been working with the people of Turkana in this region, at first having worked at Lokori Mission, which is in the highly contentious region of Kapedo.
Hata wenye wanataka kuwa masista, mnakaribishwa kupewa kusindikisha sista Mary. Sawa, sista tapeana yake baada.
He later moved to Lokchar when the mission at Lokori was closed down.
In French, you want to translate?
Ah. Longue vie au roi.
Exactly.
But that's the language of the lake.
From Lokjar, he later moved to Nakwame Kui, his present station that has served since 2003. Behind me is the big parish church at Nakwame Kui, Christ, the risen Christ. And this is a mark, and this is the center of all the Comboni missionaries' activities in this part of Lodo Diocese. Of course, they have two main places, one at Lokjar and the other one here at Nakwame Kui. So in this activity here, we introduce you to the mission, to the parish where the Comboni missionaries have taken root in. And we're talking with, we have gone around seeing the various activities that have been done by Father Enrico Rafael, who has also been at the center of actually missionary activity in this side, who tells us passionately, of course, about the challenges he has been meeting with, the kind of activity that he has been struggling with. And in all these activities, we are very hopeful that a new Turkana, a new phase of evangelization, a new phase of missionary activities will be realized here. On the other side, of course, we have a dispensary which is serving a number of people here in this community with all sorts and forms of diseases. At the other side, of course, is the parish quarters where the fathers also reside. This is the main church here that accommodates about 600 to 700 Christians every Sunday, and with 3 masses, it's a quite a good capacity of the same. So in all these activities, in all this kind of evangelization forms, we realize that even the young people, of course, also have an opportunity to reach to better evangelization to the modern. At one point, we realized that the Turkana people are still strongly held to their cultural ties, and this leads me to follow up a traditional marriage ceremony in the outskirts of the parish, and this is what I found out in a place called Kaito, just at the near banks of the Lake Turkana. We are at Kaito Place. Turkana North constituency. We're here to cover a traditional Turkana marriage ceremony, which is almost to kick off. Already we have seen various groups that are seated under trees doing deliberations, and mainly this is about what is to be paid to each family member. Unlike the most marriage ceremonies in other communities, here it's very interesting. Every member of the family who had contributed to the bride must also get something, or must be entitled to something. So we shall be taking you through this process, and you will be able to enjoy the activity as it takes place, as it unfolds. So from here we are going to see the elders who are sitting under trees, who are deliberating, and with us is Julius, a family member who is also the part of the community's committee in this activity, and they will be guiding us and will taking us through the process. So welcome.
Yeah. Julius Ekal Ekwom is my name. I am the brother to the bride. Welcome to the Turkana wedding. This is where we usually do it. We are at the shores of the lake. We actually border Lake Turkana, and that is where this particular wedding is taking